Hello, good morning, everyone, and wishing each one of you a very happy Independence Day. You're watching me on Rashtram, and I am standing right in front of the Red Fort in Delhi. The Honorable Prime Minister, just a few minutes ago, has left the place and he has just unfurled the Indian national flag. Now, this is for the eighth consecutive time that the Honorable Prime Minister has unfurled the Indian national flag, and I think this is going to be one of the most memorable Independence Day for India, as India has now entered into the 75th year of its independence. Sorry, now since the Independence Day celebration is over, you can see around me a lot of people have gathered, and all of these people have come to see the Red Fort's flag hoisting. However, this time there have been a lot of restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and apart from it, this time there have been a lot of restrictions, knowing the fact of what happened at Red Fort on the 26th of January. The farmers' protest that was ongoing in the capital of Delhi. The farmers had come here at the Red Fort, and I think this is what mattered the most this time. And henceforth, a lot of people, a lot of common people, were not allowed to enter into the Red Fort. When we talk about PM Narendra Modi, he has just left, like I said, few minutes ago. This time, like I said, there have been a lot of restrictions, and along with that, this time one of the most beautiful thing about this Independence Day was that India is now entering into the 75th year of its independence, what we call the Amrit Mahotsav. It has been named as the Amrit Mahotsav. This time, the Olympians who participated in the Indian Olympics, the ones who won medals and even the ones who did not, they were also addressed by the Prime Minister. They had their opportunity of talking one-to-one with the Honorable Prime Minister of India. Now, around me are all of these people who've come from several parts of the country, not just Delhi. And in a short while, we'll be talking to them and knowing their opinions of what they think as the India enters into its 75th year of independence. All right, so people, like I said, initially have gathered here in front of the Red Fort in thousands, I should be saying, and we are trying to talk to as many people as we can. So I've been joined by those two pretty ladies who have been all dressed up from tip to toe. We also see that women and men over here have, majority of them have the tricolor on their cheeks, and I think this is what we call the beauty of India. दीदी, भारत देश अब अपने 75th ईयर में एंटर हो रहा है. आपकी क्या क्या उम्मीदें हैं और आप यहाँ पे आए हो, इसकी मेन वजह क्या है? भारत को आज़ाद हुए अब 75 ईयर्स होने वाले हैं, तो आपकी कोई टिप्पणी होगी, कोई सजेशन होगा जो आप सरकार से कहना चाहेंगे, या फिर कोई कंप्लेन होगी?
मुझे यही कहना है कि मतलब लड़कियों कहीं भी जाती है तो वो सुरक्षित से रहे और मतलब आगे अपना उम्मीद लेके चले बस।
जैसे मैंने इनको भी पूछा कि इंडिया अब अपने 75th ईयर में एंटर हो रहा है, आप क्या कहें?
हमारा 75वां गणतंत्र दिवस है आज। मैं बस यही कहना चाहती हूँ कि देश को आज़ाद हुए 75 साल हो गए, फिर भी यहाँ की लड़कियाँ अभी भी सेफ नहीं हैं। और मैं यही चाहती हूँ कि जितने भी लड़कियों के अगेंस्ट जो भी हो रहा है, रेप वगैरह, कहीं भी लड़की जाती बट सुरक्षित नहीं होती हैं। बस यही मोदी जी से और पूरी देश की जनता से भी यही कहना चाहूँगी कि लड़कियाँ कहीं भी जाए, फ्री होके जाए और निडर होके जाए, और जो भी करें बेफिक्र होके करें।
राइट, अब
बिल्कुल।
दोनों साथ में एक बार मिलके जय हिंद बोल दीजिए.
हाँ बिल्कुल, जय
जय
हिंद।
हिंद।
Right. So I think one more point that has come forward is that even after 75 years of independence, what women of India are still feeling is that they are not safe in this country. Now, we'll be talking to more women as well, but I think this is one point that should be circled by the government, that women, after 75 years of independence, are still not feeling safe in their own country. I'm standing right in front of the front view that you get of the Red Fort, where, like I said, the PM has just unfurled the Indian national flag, and there are several activities that are happening over here. There are some people who've gathered here to click selfies. People are coming here with their friends and family, and I think this is now, I should say that it is almost afternoon, and still people are coming over here and taking pictures with their friends and family. There's also one very cool activity that I'm finding over here, and that is this. They are painting the tricolor on their cheeks, and ever since I've come here, I've seen a lot of people do it. And now I find out that it is people like uncle who have been going around. Uncle, आपका नाम क्या है?
अजय केदारनाथ केदारनाथ
अच्छा, तो केदारनाथ अंकल की तरह काफ़ी ऐसे लोग हैं जो पेंटिंग्स करके देते हैं। केदारनाथ अंकल, आप ये हर साल करते हैं कि इसी साल कर रहे हो?
हर साल करते हैं।
हर साल करते हो। और एक साइड पे पेंट करने के कितने पैसे लेते हो?
10 रुपये मैडम।
Acha, 10 rupees. Okay, so these are just some FYIs that I'm going to give you. And that is that this time the security is very tight over here at the Red Fort. And one of the major reasons being behind it is the farmers' protest and how the farmers on the 26th of January started coming towards the Red Fort. That is one of the major reasons why this time the security is very tight over here. And even when you come inside from I think from more than 500 meters, you are stopped. Only the media is allowed to come inside. Apart from that fact, the media is not even allowed to take pictures or shoot anything inside. Just the agencies, just the press agencies that are owned by the government, or agencies like PTI and ANI are allowed to shoot from inside. So yes, we were not even allowed to take pictures while in the program, and I think that is one of the major reasons being behind this is the farmers' protest that happened. Also, the COVID restrictions, or the COVID, what you call, the coronavirus protocols have been followed very strictly this time over here. And if you take a look around this entire thing, if you go until there, this feels like a carnival. There are people who are selling chaat, papdi chaat, what do you call it over here in Delhi. There are Uncle and me selling popcorns. There are people who are selling sodas and whatnot. And this completely feels like a carnival. All right, I've been joined by some students from Delhi University, and two of them are from Kerala, right? So we'll be speaking to them and knowing what they have to say as India enters into its 75th year of independence. So you're from DU, right? And what do you have to say as the country is now entering into the 75th year of independence? How independent are you, your speech, and your rights?
Uh, as much as I know through by studying in Delhi University, I believe we are slowly, gradually growing into becoming more independent as an individual, as a women in India. Also, through my experience in Delhi University as well, I have felt that a lot of things and a lot of people are still oppressed, even though India is still considered independent 75 years along the way. And I still believe there is so much left uh, to be changed and people to become more independent, especially when it comes to the right to speech. Especially when, even when through my experience, once last year itself, an incident occurred in my college, and we were constantly oppressed, saying that we are women and we should not be protesting towards things like these when people are harassing us. In matters like these, we are constantly oppressed, even though people outside are, it is visible to people outside that it's growing, but still I believe we are still left to uh, become a lot more independent that it seems to be.
What do you have to say on the fact that India is now entering into the 75th year of its independence? How independent are we? What is it that you demand from the government being a youngster?
If I talk about, like, being an individual, I don't think we are totally independent and we have freedom to do the things we want to do, right?
Right.
We cannot enter into this thing right now. I mean, I don't know if this is security purposes or, like, everything is closed. I am coming from Vaishali, okay? The borders are closed. Like, I cannot enter into Delhi from Noida. I don't know why. There are a lot of things which need to be changed, right? You know, I don't think it's like totally. I mean, there's no freedom actually. That's it. Yeah.
Right. Uh, we were just speaking to a couple over there. We were talking about intolerance, and they said that India needs to become way more tolerant than what we are today. So, the moment being a content creator, being a news channel, when we present a news which is kind of, say, not supporting the government, we start getting hate comments, or we start being told, we people start telling us that we are anti-government. So, what do you have to say on that?
I mean, I don't think personally, like, all the news channels support the ruling party. Like, I don't know if that is the thing, or like that is the way how it's supposed to be, or like that's how you can work in a country. But I think there are a lot of communal rights. Like people talk about you know religious thing and religious stuff, and people hate each other. I don't know why there is a lot of hate. People should live together. That's it. Yeah.
Hi, Krishna here. All right, as it is almost afternoon, like I said, it's 3:25 p.m. and people are still coming here at this historic place to see the Red Fort and the flag that has been unfurled by the Honorable Prime Minister of India. I've been joined by this family who is from Delhi, and they have their cute little daughters. So we'll be speaking to them and knowing their opinions as we enter into the 75th year of independence. How are you seeing things ahead, and as India is entering into its 75th year?
Well, I think it's an unimaginable feat. It's been 75 years, and um, I really see India going in terms of technology, in terms of sports, in terms of every field that we talk about. India is, making its headway into various fields. What I expect in the future is some place where people can have some freedom of speech, a little more freedom of speech.
Point to be noted.
And the second thing is safety for women, right? And of course for the kids, a lot of they are looking forward right now to this current generation who is working, the professionals, and it will really depend on what the current youth plays a role into carving the future for them. So they are looking forward to that, I'm sure.
Right. Now, this is, I think, for the fifth or sixth time that I've heard a woman say that the country or the women in the country expect more and more freedom to go out and be safe. We'll also be speaking to Mr. Nitesh. Sir, how are you seeing this particular 75th year that we are entering into?
No, I think we've made a lot of progress, and from where we started as a country, we're obviously one of the biggest countries in the world, and we have made a lot of progress, and we're a developing country now. We're also so we made sort of progress, but I think there's a lot more. I think safety for women, independence from is freedom of speech, acceptance, diversity, inclusion of various people into the mainstream, which has not happened, and opportunities for many people. I think those are some of the socio-economic problems we still have, and it's a great journey. I think talking about progress, I think one of the biggest problems that we have is environment, pollution, and water, sanitation for our people, and just a better quality of life. I think those are some of the big sort of goals that we should look forward to in the next 25 years.
Right. Now, before I ask the third question, let me just stand there so it gets easier for me. So, do you think this point was, the point of discussion, has been the point of discussion lately? Do you think that India is an intolerant country when it comes to someone speaking against the government, where someone speaks against the government becomes, the person becomes anti-national? So, do you think India is an intolerant country?
Well, saying that would be like taking a absolute black and white, stand. Well, it's not as bad, but yes, there have been instances where people have spoken up, and that's where we try to question whether it's really a democratic country. But I think we're getting there. We're getting there, but there is a long way to go. We're still not there.
So, what do you have to say on this?
I would say. With media and with television and internet, there's obviously more visibility of our level of intolerance. But India, I think, has been very intolerant, and I think our ability to accept minorities into the mainstream, and minorities not only in religion but different caste, creed, religion, sects, I think has really impacted. I think it is difficult for people to be open, and we've seen a lot of cases there. So um, I would still say yes. I would say yeah. We're increasingly becoming intolerant, and those are one of the goals, to be more mutually acceptable and just be more diverse in the way we think.
Right. Ma'am, have said that you could become a prime minister of India. What is the first thing that you would do?
I think, I don't have a roadmap as such, but I would definitely work towards making India more inclusive, and letting people speak out what they feel. because I think that's what we talk about when we talk about being a secular state, when being a democratic country. So that speaks for each and every person, be it minority, be it whoever. So I think that is the first thing we should talk. And the second thing is, let the youth also have some say in it, because the youth is what is making the is carving the it's a big representation of what the culture of the country is today. We have so many people, and India is one of the countries, unlike the US, where a majority of the population are millennials and the generation Z that we say. So I think they should be given a say, and we should be more open towards them.
Together, one, two, three.
Happy Independence Day.
All right, so this was a really sweet and a happy family that joined us this afternoon, and I think with this, our episode comes to an end. We are reporting from the Red Fort in New Delhi, and with this, as we've heard several points that have come up from people, and one of which happens to be regarding women, not just women, but there are people who are complaining about India being an intolerant country. There are people who are complaining about how we are still not a democratic country. People who have been complaining about that the fact that there is no freedom to speak. So I think there are a lot of good things and bad things together that the people expect from the government, that the people are witnessing right now in the country. So with this and a lot more that you need to know, make sure that you stay tuned to Rashtram, where nation matters.